This is 13 Minutes. I'm Elliot Reeves. My guest today is James Toner. James, it's brilliant to have you here. Welcome to the show.
Thanks very much for having me, Elliot.
It's an absolute pleasure. I first came across your story and your presence through our mutual buddy James English.
Yes, I done one of James's podcasts last year.
That's right, and then you
Uh,
went on to Sean Atwood's as well, who we
I,
both know.
that was two fantastic experiences for me. Aye, they were really good. Aye.
Yeah, fantastic. So let's start from the beginning then. Bearing in mind it's only 13 minutes, and I know you've got a hell of a story to tell, but just in brief, who is James Toner?
So James Toner's he's a 55-year-old taxi driver for Castlemilk in Glasgow. Um, and I was on James English and Sean's programmes because I wrote a couple of books. So I'm very reticent to call myself an author, but I have wrote a couple of books. My books are non-fiction based on my life experience. For Castlemilk to India, prison, drugs, that sort of stuff. I wanted the theme of my books to be change and recovery. So, I touch on my past, but move towards where I find myself today on my journey, if you like.
Yeah, yeah. So maybe just talk me through that, I guess, change and transformation process and how it unfolded.
So at first, I identified as being an alcoholic in 2001, and I made some changes in my life, and I got drink and drug free. Um, I came from a kind of criminal background, you know what I mean? I was involved in a lot of dodgy stuff. But I got away from all that, went back to college, done an introduction to counselling, a certificate in counselling skills, got a job in social work, and I thought it was great. I thought I'd arrived. My brother was murdered in 2004, and I didn't have any tools to deal with it. My mental health suffered as a result of that. And basically, I left social work and I ran away to India. And the old cliche running away to India to find yourself, Elliot. Well, I found myself in prison in India. That's where my story took me. I came back here in 2013. Started working as a taxi driver, but I was never happy. My mental health wasn't great. I was still misusing other substances at the time, although I wasn't drinking. And then finally in 2018, at the beginning of 2018, I got into 12-step recovery. And my life has just changed for 90 days since then.
So is that like Alcoholics Anonymous?
Um, it's no Alcoholics Anonymous. It's one of the other anonymous organisations. It's Cocaine Anonymous I use.
Okay.
But we have kind of it's drink and drugs in there. You know what I mean? So that's where I found my home. I can go in there and we're like-minded people, and I can speak about what's going on inside there. And for that day to this, I've no the obsession to use drugs left me. Once I started to believe in a power greater than me, I call it the universe.
Okay, I was going to ask you this actually because I know that kind of relinquishing that and giving over to something greater than yourself is a big part of those steps. So yeah, what does that idea mean to you?
So basically, me, I kind of the full God thing always kind of no God, and although I wouldn't say I'm atheist, but I'm not sure because who knows, you know what I mean? I always had an open mind. I've got an open mind, but when I was in India, I spent quite a bit of time reading and I started to believe in the universe, and I started to believe in a universal stream of consciousness, and I believed that, and I knew there was a connection somewhere, and so that for me was the power, what makes the sun come up in the morning, and what makes the trees do what they do at certain times of the year, and, nature, the universe for me is, so that's my power. And I've got that power in my life by having resentments or fears or harming anybody or stuff like that. So, I keep it as simple as possible. I don't. I get on my knees and ask for my power to guide me through the day. But I'm not religious, and I don't take it to that extreme, although a lot of people do.
Yeah, but that's the thing, prayer and the idea of God, for me, don't have to exist within the framework of a religion because they can, for me, they sort of transcend that.
Absolutely, you're dead right. I think it's all in there. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
think if we could, and I can remember getting visions when I was in India, and I was right into stuff back then. You know, I was into the universe, and I believe that if I could turn you inside out,
Hmm.
yeah, you would be the universe. You know, I believe that's what it is,
Yeah.
and I definitely, because I read some Robert Anton Wilson and guys like that when I was there as well. You know, and we are all connected. There's a connection that connects absolutely everything. You know, and
Mm-hmm.
in the Hindu religion, they believe
Mm-hmm.
it's a net that's over the universe. You know, and every single bit of the net, because and there's things that have happened that connect every single one of us. I
Mm-hmm.
definitely believe that. So for me, that's the power, you know.
Yeah, I love that, James. That's brilliant. Um, Tell me, how have you been finding this whole lockdown situation? How have you been managing yourself throughout it?
So again, I'm really fortunate. Like, I study. Um, I went back to college at the ripe old age of 54. Um, and so my mum got no well at the end of last year, and then she passed away in January. So
Yeah,
I
I'm
fell
sorry to
behind a
hear
bit
that.
with the college.
Mm-hmm.
She 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 was a fantastic woman, but I fell behind a bit with the college. Um, so when we went online in March, I started to find myself kind of saying, "Oh, I can't do this," and probably all that doubt thing. But the lectures have been brilliant. My peers have been brilliant. So a lot of my time during the up until the start of June has been spent catching up.
Yeah.
Essays and classes, and so I had that. I've also got my recovery um, community, if you like.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I have a dame. I love cycling. I'm out my bike. I'm a lot more fortunate than a lot of other people. I get that. I've had my moments where my mood has been a wee bit dark because you kind of get to see the people that you care about, and or if you're seeing them, it's they're they're in their garden and you're standing outside their garden when you're on a walk and stuff like that. And it's um, but I'm able to break the power of that today. So I've kept myself busy,
Mm-hmm.
and I finished the first year at college, which has been fantastic for me as well. So um,
Excellent.
I think we're lucky with the technology that we've got as well, aren't we?
Yeah, big time, big time. James, how do you think the world is likely to start changing as a result of what we're seeing just now, and how would you like to see things change?
Um, so I'm like I say, I'm up in Castlemilk. We've always had a cracking community spirit up here.
Mm-hmm.
But the community spirit up here has just been, and like in a lot of, I know you've got helping hands through in Edinburgh, and the work that they do is second to none. So
Mm-hmm.
we've got some community groups up here that have just got together, um, delivering food parcels and making sure people's medicine was picking that up for them, and so the community has been really, really strong.
Mm-hmm.
So I think what good that could come out of this could be that communities, but people could start to see the benefit of that community thing. You know what I mean? I think
Yeah.
um, it's been proven up here that it's really strong. Then we've got kind of the stuff that's been happening in the last couple of weeks. It's and people don't know where they are. They don't know what's happening. I would hope that people would come out of this thinking more about other people because we're seeing that. We're definitely seeing that at the
Yeah.
moment. But
Mm-hmm.
then we've got the other thing that's happening with the race stuff, and and it's so people are there's another divide, and then
Yes.
communities will be divided as well. And um, I don't know what the answer is, Elliot. I wish I did,
Mm-hmm.
but I would just love to see people once the lockdown's lifted, keep chatting your neighbour's door. You know what I mean? Keep
Yeah.
asking the person, do you want anything for the shops? They don't need to be old or disabled or infirm. If you're going
Yeah.
to the shops asking, do they want anything? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Just look out for one another.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. We kind of lost a
because
lot of those things.
at one point I thought we're moving towards that. You know what I mean?
Uh
And
huh.
then since the um, since the guy get killed in America, and there's been
Mm-hmm.
the backlash for that, you know, and so then everybody's got an opinion, and then social media's kind of just polarizes it all, and it's
Yeah.
um, you
I
know
know.
that's sometimes I sometimes I don't know about that. So you know,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. If you'd asked me this question 4 weeks ago, I would have said we're all going to commute it better, we're all
Mm-hmm.
going to commute it
Mm-hmm.
more stronger, and
Mm.
then we've got another division that's been um,
Yeah. I know.
thrust upon people.
Exactly. I know. I don't know what the solution is either, to be honest. James, tell me, what advice or insight would you give to anyone that was just having a really difficult time just now and just struggling?
Um, I suppose the Buddhist thing that would come right out is that nothing lasts forever.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the good
Mm.
times don't last forever, and these bad times certainly won't last forever either. I think also, um, whatever's happening inside you know, our thoughts are only facts. You know, they only become when we act upon them. And I found that, and I know it's difficult for a lot of people, but it really, see if you can break the power of what you're thinking by sharing it with somebody else. You know, that works. That definitely works. You know,
Yeah.
there's but unfortunately, a lot of people can't do that because you know, other think, oh, what would they think of me? And again, that sort of thoughts that's driving that big, you know. So I would
Yeah.
just say the one simple thing: your thoughts are the facts. You know, your thoughts are so powerful, but they're only moments in your mind. You know, and they only become facts when you act upon them.
Hmm. That's very profound. I love that. James, it's been, 13 minutes doesn't last terribly long, but it's been an absolute pleasure speaking with you today. Thank you so much for your time. Where can people find you?
I can be found on Facebook at James Joseph Toner. I can be found on Instagram, James Jai Toner, and James Jai Toner on Twitter as well.
Fantastic. Great stuff. Well, my friend, I shall let you get back to your day, but it's been an absolute pleasure speaking with you. Stay safe, and I hope to catch up again in the not too distant future.
Brilliant, Elliot. Thanks very much.
You're welcome, James. Take care.